guys, it is MissSimReno. If you are returning to the channel, welcome back. And if you are brand new, I am very excited that you decided to join me here today for another speed build. And today we are building a tiny home for a grandma. Yes, a grandma, or a crazy cat lady, or a crazy cat lady grandma. I don't know. It's whatever you decide. But I really liked this idea because I was thinking of, I guess, kind of like older Sims in the game, right? So they don't have much to do already, and I don't like giving them these like giant homes to have to upkeep when they're older, because I feel like in my head, I mean, this doesn't actually happen, but I feel like they get exerted a lot easier. So I don't like having them have these like giant homes that I've gone through and furnished. And to be frank, it's a personal attack on me when they die, and then I have to like get rid of everything inside of the house to be able to use it for like maybe another sim. I'm obviously thinking about it way too much. It could have just been like, hey, MissSimReno, seems like you wanted to build a tiny house for a grandma. We're just gonna go with that. So that's exactly what I wanted to do. And I wanted to make it in Brindleton Bay. And I did this on the lot where there was kind of like the original cat lady in the game, because when you do actually get cats and dogs and you load up the map for the first time, there is a sim in there that you get in game. And I think she has like 6 cats or something. So I thought it was appropriate to basically build on the slot. Made me feel like I was paying homage to destroying her house and evicting her from the slot. And I really liked how this house came out too. So as you can see, I did paint the entire lot with actual grass, because before that it was all, I think the name of the actual terrain paint had something to do with mud. And you know, it might be appropriate considering it's like right on the pier and it's probably damp. Like I feel like everywhere is damp on the pier, but I wanted to make this like really lush. And I was also kind of thinking of the movie Up, where they have their house kind of in the midst of like all this industrial nonsense that's popping up around them, and yet they still have like this beautifully landscaped yard and this adorable, bright, happy colored home. So I was kind of mixing that idea in there and trying to not replicate it by any means, but basically try to kind of keep that vision when I was making this home. And I also really liked the landscaping in this because I used these kind of like unkempt hedges around the entire little tiny porch that we have here. It looks really bulky and kind of crazy, but I like it. And I've never done that before, so I was kind of excited about it. And I mean, it definitely contrasts the reasonably upkept shrubs around the other side of the home that's all fenced in. I don't know, it doesn't matter, but I really liked it because I do put these low-lying pansies and then like all of these wildflowers that seem to be kind of just popping up outside of these bushes because they're so unkempt, and there's like little sunflowers everywhere. And I feel like the little grandma that lives here does love to garden, so that's basically why that fenced in area exists off to the left, because there are some gardening plots there and some other activities. But before I do that, I do head inside, and this was tough. There were so many windows because I wanted there to be a lot of windows, so that always kind of limits the floor planning to me. I should kind of figure out the floor plan before I situate the windows, I feel, but at the same time I feel like they have to happen like asynchronously. I don't know, but there is this full bathroom here, and that shape does not change even though I try to change it a few times, and I'm trying to figure out the wallpaper situation and just kind of how it's all gonna lay out. And I do have to shuffle things around a few times. There actually reached a point where my sim, like when I went to playtest this, I finished the downstairs first, and I was like, okay, I need to playtest this now before I head upstairs and do all of the furnishing, because if I have to change the floor plan, I'm gonna be really sad if I have to do that after all that work. So what I ended up doing is I brought my sim in to try to playtest downstairs, and they couldn't even get in the front door. I'm not kidding. Couldn't get in the front door. I freaked out. Like, I was freaking out. I'm like, what do you mean? Why? Is it because that's a 2-tile door and the stairs are right there? Is it because the bathroom door is so close? Like, why is it not working? I ended up pulling everything out. I moved the stairs around. I tried another floor plan, and there was like nothing that I felt worked. So I was kind of sad. I thought I was gonna have to like scrap the whole thing and start from scratch, and I didn't. It was the freaking overhang on the door. It was the front door little like overhang there. that actually blocked the door. It was too low. So once I got rid of it, and you'll see me replace it at the absolute very end of the video, my sim was able to get in just fine and everything worked. So, lesson learned. Don't hang crap in front of the door, otherwise they can't get in. Depending on the crap, I suppose. Because if you do that with curtains, like, they'll just walk right through. I don't know. As you can tell, it was emotional for me. I had some troubles with it. But everything in the kitchen is fully functional, so I didn't really have a place to put a sink, with wanting to have the dining table down here as well, with only one chair, mind you. But it was perfectly fine. Like, my sim could get to the sink over in that corner there, and they could sit at the dining table and eat. And then I realized I had a concern over the fact that there wasn't any counter space, or at least I didn't think there was, because there wasn't like a full non-corner counter, and I genuinely didn't think that the sim could use it then. I didn't know that this corner counter would allow them to use like the cutting board and still prep food. So that was good to learn, because that means that this kitchen is fully functional. And since I was imagining this grandma and or crazy cat lady had, you know, probably a few cats, I do put the food dishes down there. And I was also thinking that this little grandma was maybe a retired teacher. I just really liked the idea, and I liked putting that little apple like teacher plaque that you will actually get, I think, if you progress in the teacher / education career. I want to say, I don't know which tier it is, because there is kind of like the administrator tier and then the, I think, professor tier or something like that, like the teacher and administration. Those are the two separate tiers. So I don't remember which one, but I do hang that there. And then I put a little shelf over the sink, which again does not block it. And I put some like laundry detergent and some cookbooks and some other various items of clutter, just to kind of make it look a little bit more lived in. But I don't know, I really liked the downstairs. There isn't a lot of space to, I don't know, move around, but I didn't think that was really a priority for an older sim. And now moving on to the bathroom. So all of the actual like appliances, I guess you could call them, like the tub and the toilet, work. However, I don't have a playtest cat. And I did not make one. And you can't make the cats or animals in general do certain things. So I decided that it wasn't even going to be beneficial for me to try to playtest the litter box. So at the end, I do place a litter box between the tub and the toilet. I do not know if the cats can get to that one, but I end up putting another litter box out on the porch too. So there will be some place for them to do their business. But now we are upstairs in the bedroom, and I use the blue wood swatch of the cats and dogs items that we have. I don't recall the last time I've used that, if I've ever used it, to be honest. I really don't know if I did, but I thought that with the kind of like yellow striped wallpaper, that the blue looked really pretty. And I think it looked really cute alongside that swatch of the curtains that I used too, because they're the same ones from down in the kitchen. And I haven't used that swatch before either. So yet again, a lot of firsts for me here. And you're probably seeing me put down that jar of cookies next to the bed right now. I don't know why I thought of this, but it made me smile and it made this sim a little bit more quirky and more of an individual. But I was thinking that this grandma just absolutely loved cookies. That seems very stereotypical, I know. But she loves cookies so much that she keeps a cookie jar next to her bed. And like, she has a cookie right before she goes to bed and has a cookie first thing in the morning. Like, I don't know, something like that. It's like her favorite little pleasure that she has and that she absolutely loves to kind of uphold, like her own little ritual, her own little tradition. I don't know. I just really liked that idea. And maybe sometimes the cats like stick their little paws in there and they try to get the cookies out. I don't know. It seemed fun. And I do have a couple of skill building items here. So there's an easel there and then the dressers over here. You saw me probably place the flower arranging station out on the porch. And actually, I forgot I replaced the dresser with the cat tower as well, because I needed a few more cat items in here if I was thinking that she had like 3 cats or something. And now out on the porch, there are just a couple of chairs and some wind chimes. Like I said, this flower arranging station as well. So this grandma definitely has like a lot of hobbies. Like, she is absolutely loving her retirement time and is just completely immersed in her hobbies and just has a grand old time doing the things that she loves 24/7. And that is where I place the other litter box as well. So again, if you do have cats in the slot and if you download this, they will be able to use that litter box at least. Like, I know that. And here are the gardening plots, and I'm just kind of doing some more landscaping. And then I toss this chair here. I've never used this chair, nor have I used this swatch of the little butterfly from the, I think it's Outdoor Retreat. And then I put a little sprinkler and more gardening plots, and I put the washing tub and the line for drying your clothes and stuff like that, because I thought that that was just a really nice touch and definitely fit like the grandma thought in my head. But that is actually almost it for the build. I'm just kind of wrapping up the landscaping here and adding some terrain paint just to give it that depth. I always kind of feel like the terrain paint really helps bring out a lot of character and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. It could just be me. But I really hope that you guys enjoyed this. I loved this tiny home, and it is a tier 2. So I say tiny home, and it is a tier 2 actual tiny home. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I can't wait to hear your thoughts, and I'll talk to you next time I post a video. Bye!
Reminiscing about the time when we first met. I don't know what is good enough, 'cause baby, little by little you wear me down. Little by little my actions won't be forgiven. I wish I could be sorry for the things that caused you harm, but nothing I can say or do will make it come undone. So even though I hate the thought of leaving you, I hope you come to terms.